Welcome to part 3 of hetras tutorials. In this section, we will create a reservation using the selling screen. After logging into hetras, you will be presented with the reservation finder, which gives you an overview of in-house guests and expected arrivals. This we will deal with in our next tutorial. Before we go about finding a reservation, however, let's take some time to create one. The selling screen can be found in the reservation menu. Designed for ease and clarity, the default settings let you create a reservation for tonight for one adult. To change the parameters of the reservation, simply go through the various fields until they fit with your current inquiry. In the first tutorials, we created and amended the profile of Mr. Johann Schmitz from Australia. We hear now that he would like to book a double room for 2 nights arriving on the 28th of November. Let's see what kind of availability we have. Enter the arrival date into the first calendar. To set the departure date, you can either call up the calendar in the second box or enter the number of nights here. The number of rooms can be chosen from this drop-down, and the number of adults from the next. As Mr. Schmitz is not part of a group, we will not be entering a group code. Press Apply to bring up available rates. Here, where you see the word quote, is a summary of the inquiry criteria above. In this case, November 28th, 2 nights for 1 room for 2 adults. On the left of the chart is the rate plan code. These are all the public rates that apply for our requested period. The line across the top shows you room types and the minimum number of rooms still available for your inquiry. If you are working with a group, this number will represent the number of rooms still available in the group block. Rates that can be applied to this reservation are shown in white. The red indicates that a restriction or booking rule has been set for this combination of room type and rate plan. It is advisable not to use these rates unless you are sure that the restriction or booking rule does not apply to this inquiry. If you see the message "No offer," then this room type is not available for this particular rate plan. Let's choose a nice double room with a queen bed for Mr. and Mrs. Schmitz. To see what the rate entails, click in the I in this box. Room type and rate plan are seen here as an overview with further details lower down. The box next to this contains a full description of the policies associated with the rate plan. Click Cancel to go back to the selling screen. Let's go ahead now and complete the reservation for Mr. Schmitz. Click here on the price to call up the reservation summary. Room type and rate plan, the nights the Schmitz will be staying, the cost for each night, and the total. Should you wish to change the rate for any of the nights, simply click into the rate itself. You will notice that the reservation total was changed automatically. Once you press the Book button, you will be forwarded to the Create Reservation screen to complete any last details. Review the reservation details again on this screen before entering the guest name into the guest name box. The New button will call up the Create Profile screen. Knowing, however, that Mr. Schmitz already has a hetras profile, we can enter his name here and add it to the reservation. Click on Confirm to create the reservation. The screen you see here gives you another overview of the reservation. Let's take a minute to make sure all the information is correct. Once you are happy, you can send Mr. Schmitz a letter of confirmation by pressing the Confirmation button. To preview the confirmation for eventual changes, click here on Preview. A click on the Edit button will let you edit the profile of the recipient. Feel free at this point to add a recipient or send the confirmation email to Mr. Schmitz. Press Close to finalize the reservation and return to the selling screen. Now that we are here, let's finish the final few details of the selling screen. Should you at first not find the rate you were looking for, but are aware of at least the first letter of the rate plan code, you can write it into this box to call it up. The same goes for room types here. The occupancy and rate graph here in the middle gives you a daily overview of the hotel's performance. The number on the top represents occupancy in percentage. If you run your mouse along the red line, you will see the loaded price per day of the chosen rate plan, and the bar graph gives you a daily representation of the number of definite rooms sold. Please join me for part 4 of Hetras tutorials for an overview of the reservation finder and to learn how to amend a reservation further.